Welcome to the Made for Business show, where Catholic moms come to learn how to build a business that is simple, holy, and profitable. I am your host, Sterling Jakewith, and today we're going to talk about my 5 predictions for Catholic business in 2023. First up, I think we're going to see a lot more in-person events. And I think we're going to see, a lot more retreats, a lot more conferences. But I also think companies are going to try to recreate the in-person event feeling more online. So I think we're going to see a lot more Zoom meetings where you can see everyone's face and time for people to interact socially, because people are just longing for connection. So I think we're going to see a lot less evergreen courses, and we're going to see a lot more live workshops where someone's teaching and then everyone's kind of workshopping it together and talking. I think we're going to see more people leveraging Facebook groups and Slack communities where the people running programs or courses are going to go in and say, what do you think about this? And do a better job of creating conversation prompts. So I think that there is a deep longing for connection right now, and we're just going to see a lot more of that in 2023. And then I think we're just going to see a lot more conferences, retreats, and in-person events. People want to get together. They're feeling safer about travel. And I think that's just going to really, really blow up in 2023. I know that the Marian Mastermind, we met in Spokane for 2 days, and it was such a powerful experience. We're going to meet 2 more times in 2023. We're going to meet in Alabama, near the beautiful shrine that Mother Angelica built. Blessed Sacrament Adoration. I apologize. I forgot the actual name of it. But that beautiful place, we're going to meet near there. And then we'll probably meet again in Spokane in the fall, because we had this adorable Airbnb. It's super close to the airport, and it's a beautiful time of year in Idaho. Really, that's Washington, but pretty close. So Larissa and I have also been talking about putting together a retreat or a conference for Made for Greatness. And I might just do a general business one as well, because I know the mastermind is really open to a small number of people. But that's what we're going to see. We're going to see people coming together, brainstorming together, hugging each other, just being people together. I think that is what feels so amazing, is just talking and thinking and super thinking together instead of doing it in pockets, which is particularly challenging for us as moms. And so, giving yourself the gift of going somewhere for 2 days is just amazing. And I know not everyone's in the season to be able to pull that off. But when we do, when you remove your brain from your regular environment and you go sit with people who are trying to do the same thing that you're doing, it's amazing how many ideas you have and how much renewed energy you take back with you to tackle the goals that God has put on your heart. So a lot more in-person events. Number 2, higher standards of transformation for clients. Clients have access to so much information, and we're going to talk about AI in a little bit. So much information, so many programs, so many resources that the bar for them joining your program is going to get higher. And that's a really good thing, because we as content providers really want our clients to get results. And so if I told you, hey, all you have to do are these 5 steps, your clients will get better results, and then your business will grow. It really is that simple. You would be so excited. And so I think for a while there were a lot of people, I want to say like in the ivory tower, teaching us how to run courses, teaching us how to do things online. And there was kind of a sterile or removed feeling to it. Like, I'm going to teach this thing, and here's your workbook, and you're all just going to do it. I think that going forward, programs are going to require a little more handholding and accountability with clients. Hey, have you opened that workbook? Hey, how's that going? What are you working on this week? And then checking in with them on Friday or Saturday. How did that go? And if that feels scary and overwhelming for you, I want you to know that you can really systemize that. Right? You can create one check-in message and send it to all of your clients, and then pretty quickly respond to them, because they're going to give you their, unique response. And it doesn't take that long. It usually takes me an entire hour to check in with everybody and respond to the The check-in takes very little time, but then to respond to what they say, it doesn't take very long. And then they get results so much faster because as an expert, that's what you are in some area, as an expert, you're able to just tweak their path just a little bit, right? Like if their shoulders are kind of pointed in the wrong direction and they're starting to veer off the path, it makes a huge difference in how fast they will hit their goals. So if you can just straighten their shoulders out and say, hey, remember, we're going here, in whatever way that you do that, that is really, really powerful. And this is true even for products-based businesses. Products-based businesses still give clients transformations. They're buying your product because they want a transformation. And so understanding what that is and helping them get it faster. I was just talking to one of my clients who offers products, and I said, how can we help them get even more out of your product? And I said, well, what if like when it's delivered, they get an email that says, here's a 3-minute video on how to use this product and get the most out of it, right? And then they experience a better transformation, because how many of us buy things and then don't use them? And so how can we hold their hand through the process? I recently have been getting into needle felting. So you get this wool and it looks like cotton candy, and then you get this like 3-inch needle and you start poking the cotton candy and then it forms into something and you can make all sorts of shapes. So I've been really enjoying it with my girls, and there happened to be a fiber store near my house, which is crazy because I live in northern Idaho where there aren't a lot of stores. So this amazing mom has this fiber store. So I go in and I get a couple things. And she says, hey, do you want to sign up for our rewards thing where if you buy more things, you get more deals? I was like, of course I do. So I signed up for that. And then I get this message on my phone later that says, hey, do you want more points? Tell us your birthday. And I was like, great. Because not only would I love more points right now, but I would love that they probably give you a really awesome coupon for your birthday. And it did that a few times, and it was so fun, and I really enjoyed it. So I went and looked at what she was using to basically gamify my client experience. And it was Squarespace marketing, you guys. So I'm going to be looking into that this year, or some other ways to gamify my client's experience, either in Masters or the Society or the Mastermind. Like, how can we create more accountability, more fun, more touch points that aren't annoying? You got to, find that line where people can kind of choose how often you're reaching out to them. But I think that the bar for client transformation is going to be higher, and I think you're really going to like that. I think it's going to force you to think at a higher level and deliver things more clearly with easier steps, right? One of the things I do with my Society ladies is we create a framework for what they do. I go, hey, everything you do probably fits within, 4 to 6 phases or steps. Let's create your signature process, your framework, so that it's easier for you to talk about what you do. And then, by the way, when you can articulate your framework, it's also easier to implement. So your clients are going to get better, faster results. So I think that's the second thing we're going to see in 2023. The third one, which is probably the biggest one, and maybe the only thing that we should be talking about, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole all the time, is the integration of AI in your business, artificial intelligence. So if you have not downloaded ChatGPT, I want you to go to openai.com, download ChatGPT. It's free. I said that quickly. G as in goat, P as in Peter, T as in Tom. I'm pretty sure goat is not the official word that they use for G in the military, but I obviously don't know what it is. So GPT. And this is the first time that AI has been really this widely offered to the public. But what you can do is you can go in and ask it questions. And the better questions that you ask it, the better answers it gives, and it begins to know you over time. And we're going to see this in 2 different ways. One, I think people are going to start using it to create their content. Okay. And it's going to feel a little bit like cheating to you, but here's why it isn't. Okay. AI is going to be in the middle of your creative sandwich. Okay. So you are going to have to say something or give it some information. You're at the beginning of the sandwich. Then AI is going to optimize your ideas, and then you're going to tweak them again to put your spin on them, your flavor on them, right? So one of the things you could do is you can go into ChatGPT and you can say, hey, give me 10 podcast ideas for Catholic moms who are growing businesses, from their home while raising kids. And it'll immediately spit out 10 podcast ideas. And then you can say, give me 10 more. Give me 10 more. It will just do it endlessly. And then you can pick one of them and you can say, all right, give me 5 bullet points about that podcast topic. And you're not going to like them. They're going to be a little too generic, right? One thing you could do is you could say, all right, I want to help women market, but in the style of St. Francis de Sales. So what are 10 marketing tips that St. Francis de Sales would give? And boom, it will give them to you. It's incredible, you guys. And then you can say, all right, give me 10 TikTok hooks for that. The hook is what you say in the first 3 seconds of your TikTok video to grab someone's attention. Okay. And if you come join the Business Society, I'm going to be teaching my system for taking a TikTok video, removing the logo, putting it on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and I'm going to be getting into Pinterest this year, so I'm sure I'll be talking more about that. AI is going to absolutely revolutionize the way that we work. So in the short term, I think you can leverage it to sell VA services. So if you don't have a business already, right now, I would immediately overnight become a copywriter and an SEO expert. I would go learn about the rules for those things. And then I would work with this tool to generate the ideas and then to implement them. Okay. You have to know what you're talking about in order to ask it what to give you. Okay. And you'll know immediately because if you ask kind of slightly the wrong questions, you'll see, oh, that wasn't the answer I wanted. So the new skill, by the way, that the world is going to need to learn is how to ask really good questions to get the AI to look at the data and give you the conclusion in the format that you want. So side note, and I'm sure I'll do this on the Made for Greatness podcast, I'm now going to be working with my children on this skill. How do you ask really good questions? So you can use the AI for content creation. And it can expand on things. And we've seen this with Jasper. Jasper has been out for a little while where it helps you write SEO content or blog posts and things like that. I think ChatGPT is a little better. I struggled to use Jasper, and maybe that's gotten better over time. I tried it maybe a year ago, but I really like ChatGPT, and it's also just getting to know me and my style well. So, and this is just the beginning, you guys. This is the janky free version that they gave the peasants, right? Whatever they actually have in AI is insane. And Jordan Peterson has been talking about that recently. So I think that this is an opportunity to make money in the short term because most people aren't going to know about this and they're not using it and they're still doing it the old and slow way. So right now you can significantly improve your own content creation or managing your clients' content. But I want you to know there's going to be an 18 to 24 month limit on that, okay? Because then it will start to be prevalent and we will just have the AI bot do way more things and it won't require as much talent or intelligence to pull it out. And so, someone who's doing copywriting or SEO, I think there are going to be a lot less of those jobs in 18 to 24 months, but I think you could just make a killing in the next 18 months before this thing really takes off. Okay. So then the next thing that you can use AI for is to systematize your business. And so if you've got a database of information, which we do at Masters, right? We teach all of these courses taking that course information, putting it in AI, and then creating a Masters AI bot where somebody can ask questions to this thing. And it'll say, oh yeah, if you're interested in that, you should go check out this module of this course. I don't know how to do that yet from a technology standpoint, but I'm going to figure it out and I bet it's not that hard. So just knowing that all business is going to go in this direction, that if business can be improved by AI, it will. So just rip that Band-Aid, decide to be an early adopter and figure it out because this is where we're going. Okay. So how can you use AI to improve your business? One of the other things I did recently was I have this beautiful planner and someone wanted to print it and they needed a permission letter so that the printer would allow them to print it. And so I went to the ChatGPT and I said, hey, can you write me a permission letter, for a product named this so that they can get it printed? And I just sent it. I put it in a Google Doc, PDF'd it, and sent it to her. It was 2 minutes for the whole thing. So just think, do I need to be writing this? Do I need to be thinking about this? Okay. So AI, it's going to be a huge change in 2023. Number 4, we're going to be moving to a digital currency in the world. I don't know that the United States is going to do that in 2023. I bet it'll be an option, but it won't be forced or everyone yet, but it is coming. Okay, it is coming where there will be a digital currency that is managed by blockchain technology. So for a long time, I heard the word crypto a lot, and then blockchain, I didn't really understand. So blockchain is just the system, right, of giving unique numbers to the money. So they say this coin, right, is unique. It's like all the dollars have serial numbers on them. We don't really think about that because we just trade them all the time. But unique number so that we can kind of keep track of it. Now, I see some scary, not great things that could come with this, but this is not that kind of podcast. You can go somewhere else for those kind of theories, but I do think it's coming. And so just understanding what are the implications of that for your business. Is your business going to be ready for that? What would it look like? You know, what will life be like differently if we start tracking everything in this like kind of mega digital currency system? So for me personally, I'm not sure that cash is going to go away. You know, if you go spend some time on TikTok, they might say some things like that. But I do think that there will be, look at what's happened even just with Venmo. So great, right? We're just like, oh, can I just Venmo you? Like, we're not giving cash or checks to our friends anymore. This is just going to be like that again. And so what are the implications for your business? Now, for a lot of us, it probably isn't going to change that much. Right? For example, we have a monthly membership and we run that through Stripe. And so I imagine Stripe will have some sort of response to this and it will just be somewhat automatic for us. But if you were selling physical products, if you're dealing with a lot of cash, be thinking about that. It is coming. Then the last thing that I think we're going to see as we see AI and digital currencies and technology grow exponentially, and it will. It is going to grow exponentially. It's going to be an insane 5 years, okay? I think we're going to see a move or a movement into more, I want to call it like Renaissance style focus on arts and philosophy and kind of the romantic stage of just slowing down and deep thinking. And I think religion. I think we're going to see a growth in religion because as the sterility of this technology grows, people are just going to long for something that feels real and has substance. And they're going to try to make meaning of life. Just imagine, right? If we suddenly, if there are AI touch screens, you're not going to be interacting with robots, but basically it's going to be a touch screen when you go to a hotel or when you order any food or when you're talking to customer service. It'll sound like a person, but it's not a person. Right? That is going to make the world so much more efficient, but it will lack a certain human element. It just will. And so I think we're going to see a rise in philosophy and psychology and people healing their trauma, people doing more movement, more somatic exercises. Right? And so a lot of other people would talk about like yoga. We would talk about, I think PH or Fitness has a really great alternative to that, where we're learning more about the health of our bodies and we're able to spend more time on some of these higher issues because a lot of the lower level issues are now being done very efficiently. So I think that could be really beautiful and positive. And I think right now, if you're wanting to start a business or thinking about growing a business, that's what I would think about is how can you learn more about Thomas Aquinas or St. Francis de Sales and bring those beautiful philosophies to the world somehow to solve a problem or to create an interesting conversation that people want to be part of. So just imagine, by the way, that AI comes and it really improves how we grocery shop. So I know, a lot of people use Instacart. I haven't used that before, but let's say that it makes it even easier to order your groceries online and have them shipped to your house. Okay. And now you don't have to do that anymore. And maybe you can use your AI, which again is just going to be like Alexa. You'll be like, hey, Alexa, help me meal plan this week. And she'll be like, you know what? The top 5 things your family like are these. She'll show you on a screen, here are the top 10. And then you'll just go bink, 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 bink. These are the ones we want to eat. Create that grocery list, place it, deliver it to the house. We're just not that far from that. Okay. And then you're going to have more time. What are you going to spend your time doing? And I think it's going to be taking care of your body, learning more about philosophy and what the church fathers taught, spending more time doing art, just for the sake of cultivating the skill and creating beautiful things. And yes, AI is creating art right now and it's gorgeous. So that's going to be happening too, but it will never replace the experience of you painting something, of you expressing your human essence in the form of art or cultivating a skill, right? Maybe it's something like ballet. Maybe you're going to take bar classes. And my husband loves CrossFitting. I could see him, really getting into that more. When our basic needs are taken care of, we look to higher level things. And so that is what we're going to see coming a great deal in the next 5 years, which I think is really exciting. So be thinking about that. Be thinking about, in those arenas, what do you like? I think people are going to want to spend more time in nature. I think the more technology takes over, they're going to want more ways to get out. Could you run tours? Could you create experiences for people? What does it look like to spend more time in nature? Maybe people are going to start gardening more just for the feeling of other, right? Because all this technology has come and made our lives better. So then we would have the luxury of time to just play at gardening, right? Gardening is not usually very efficient, but if you have a lot of time, and I say, great, you're just going to pick one kind of natural skill to cultivate. And by natural, I mean, painting, writing, gardening, something creative. What are you going to pick? And then as a business owner, be knowing all these people are going to do that. You could create ways for them to learn how to do that and pulling them together in a community. So I think reading the Benedict option and seeing, and that's really about people kind of removing themselves and living a slower life. I think people will try to pull some Benedict option things into modern life that has technology. So that's a book that I would read for a little bit of inspiration. So those are my 5 predictions for 2023. I think we're going to see more in-person events, a higher standard for client transformation, AI, so much AI, so much. Just decide right now that you're going to learn about that because it's coming. A move to a digital currency and an emphasis on nature, art, philosophy, prayer, self-development, trauma healing, all of those kind of things, because we're going to have the time to use our brains for those things, because a lot of our lower level problems and day-to-day stresses are going to be taken care of. So if you want to prepare your business for this, if you want to go on this journey with me, there are 3 ways to work with me. If you're just getting started in your business, come join Masters in Made for. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So if you want to do that, there are 3 ways to work with me. 1, join Masters. That's a monthly membership. Okay. I have tons of business information in there, how to launch your business, how to create a sales funnel, how to, pick your website URL. There's tons of stuff in there. Okay. And that is for people that are thinking about a business or trying to get one off the ground. And particularly as moms, we kind of circle business ideas for a while, and depending on the season that we're in, until we're really ready and committed. Okay. You'll know when you're really ready and committed because something changes in your body. You're like, oh, something is different. This is usually when people realize I need to stop putting my website on Wix for free and I need to invest in something else. So if you're spending a lot of time saying like, ooh, that's a lot, I don't want to spend money on that technology for your business, it's totally fine. You're just in the breadcrumbs circling the business idea stage. Once you get committed and you treat your business like a business, you are willing to invest in it. And then it grows much faster. So for me, that happened, 2.5, 3 years ago. So I was kind of playing at business while I was having all those babies. And that was the perfect thing for me, right? And then I got really serious and my behavior really changed. That's when you're going to want to join the Made for Business Society. That's where I'm going to hold your hand through business. Okay. So in January, we're all going to be building an irresistible free offer to grow your email list. And each month, we're going to have a thing like that where I'm helping you do something very well to grow a sustainable business, because you're going to want to have an email list. And so I will help all of them create an amazing title, outline the content, make sure we get the tech involved, so that we can launch this irresistible free offer to the world, a scroll-stopping offer. And then you'll get their email list. And then next month in February, I'm going to teach people how to nurture and cultivate their email list to get them to buy. So each month is going to have a theme. And then we have a weekly challenge. We're all doing it, which is really fun. And then I'm going to check in with you about it. So again, that's my own version of a high touch program, or I'm really holding people's hands to get them to 5 to 10K months. Okay. So the Made for Business Society is when you are really just have decided, I'm committed to this business and I want to get to 5 to 10K months. That's how you'll know you're ready for that program. And then once you've done $100,000 in a year, then you're going to want to apply for the Marion Mastermind. We do a 2-day event in 6 months. So it's a 6-month program. There's a 2-day live event where we meet in person, and then the rest of it is online. And it's a mix of strategy. And a lot of that is happening in the Slack community for each person, where I'm making plans with them and we're executing the strategy and checking in on how did that go? What were the numbers? What was the feedback? How are we tweaking that? And then the other piece is the mind drama. Because when you start making more and more money, your brain is going to freak out. It just does. It's going to freak out about your family. It's going to freak out about your team. It's going to freak out about your product, your process, your competition. There's just so much there. And I give them the tools to just calm that down, come back to peace, and know that God has called us to this work and that we're just going to step forward and do it day by day, right? The Marion Mastermind is, wow, we've reached some level of success, but now we're going to learn how to grow it from peace and conviction. So those are my 3 programs. Come join me if you want to grow your business in 2023. I'm a very good coach. I bring, 20 years of business strategy and experience, and I'm certified from one of the best places that there are as a mindset coach. So I bring both of those things to help you move forward and grow, but we lay all of that on top of our faith. And that's a really beautiful thing. All right, ladies, I'm praying for you. Get to work. Have a blessed day.